Hi class, this is Tiffany Cole for week 4 of Introduction to Public Speaking. This week we were supposed to pick a speech between 5 and 10 minutes long for like a famous speech or something that everybody kind of knows. So the speech I have chosen should be something that everybody knows, or at least has heard the beginning of. So my speech is originally done by Abraham Lincoln, and it was done in Gettysburg right after the Great Civil War. It was actually done on November 19th of 1863. So this speech is not very long. It's only a few minutes long. It's actually less than 5 minutes, so I'll have to be putting some pauses in there, but it's a sad speech. I mean, it's sad because the speech is originally given to dedicate a battlefield to the people who died on the battlefield, trying to protect this country. I mean, what they, each side had their beliefs of what the country should be like, but also the speech is kind of trying to bring the country back together. So I don't know how many people know this. I'm sure a lot of people do, but when we originally made this country, I mean, we were kind of like the laughing stock of the world. Like, they didn't believe that we could make a country ourselves without like a chosen, that we would be able to choose our own leaders and to make our own rules and keep everyone as equals. And Lincoln is kind of trying to say that we need to pick ourselves back up and get it back together here, or the world is going to be right. We won't have made it very long, as a country, and we came here together like for a purpose, and we need to get back together and do what we need to do to keep our country together and all the reasons that we came here, going strong. So anyways, the speech begins. 407 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty, and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we're engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation, or any nation so conceived and so dedicated, can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives, that that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But, in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate. We cannot consecrate. We cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here, have consecrated it far above our poor power to add or detract. The world will little note, nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living, rather, to be dedicated here to the unfinished work, which they who fought here have thus so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave their last full measure of devotion, that we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth.